Hello, community. My name is Paul Mills from Raptoreum Core. Below me, we have Hunter Schultz, who is the general badass. To this side of me, we have a buffering David Owen Morris. Oh, here he is. And down there is Jesse Lambert, Cryptosmith from BitKnives HQ, who is going to give us an update about what's going on in the world. All right. And as you can see, Fudweiser, at the top right of the stream, right here, we have your new sticker that Zlata made. So, told you it would be on the stream. There it is. We can make it bigger for everyone, actually, just so they can have a look. There you go. That's Fudweiser's new sticker. He's very proud of it. So if you are watching Zlata, he's very happy with it. He's done a good job. You've done a good job. All right, it's nice to have David on the stream and Cryptosmith on the stream. And let's see what has been going on. Okay, in fact, well, before we even start doing our stuff, let's start things off with Jesse Lambert, Cryptosmith. Jesse, how are you and what's been going on?
I'm doing quite well, and we've just been kind of all out, hair straight back. Pardon the term there, but yeah, just going at 180 miles an hour.
So, are you going to give us a bit of a tour, a bit of an update of what's to come?
Yeah, we can talk about definitely what we have planned for the stream, or whatever it is that it's going to be here. A bit of a hybrid between a stream and a live stream, as well as some recorded stuff to kind of tighten up the flow of things and really reduce. We'll see. The goal is to reduce the amount of workload that it requires. Weekly, so that we can make more tidy and efficient just the whole process as a whole.
Excellent stuff. I've seen that you got your gimbal out. Are we gonna go on a little journey at some point?
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's save that for later, though.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's start on our stuff then. Doesn't look like Jesse wants to do his stuff right now. Okay, so Coin Paprika added bit.com finally. They usually are the first to update the market on there, but they were the last this time. So that is now updated on there. If you go and check that out, that'll be, volume and whatever else for bit.com. David, we've all noticed some action on the code base and the development front. Can you give us some detail about that? Yeah. Some deep depth detail.
Quite a few things going on. Jamie fixed the what's it called? The French language bug, where if you're trying to create an asset and you've got your system language set to French, it wouldn't fill in properly. That's been fixed. Nando has just made a commit with pruning for old quorum data for smart nodes, because the Evo database and part of the whole storage requirement for smart nodes was bloating beyond what it should be. So that's being pruned, meaning it should be.
Do we need to thank Delgon for that, don't we, for bringing that up?
No, this was already in the works before that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain to them what that means and what benefits it'll bring to the blockchain?
It essentially just means that the nodes won't be increasing in storage space as quickly as they have been doing. But that's what's come in over the last week. So over the next couple of weeks, we've got some other things that are going to be coming in. We've got signed builds for AV whitelisting, which means we are either going to buy a certificate or take some PGP keys, publish them, Those of you who don't know what PGP keys are, they're kind of encryption keys, a little bit like public keys and private keys for wallets. So if you publish your public key, you can say, this is me, this is my identity, and you can sign with your identity your private key to prove that this is you. And there is no real doubt that it is you. In order to basically prove that these are official builds originating from us. The other option is purchasing some form of, similar to how you purchase HTTPS certificates from approved vendors. You can purchase certificates or keys from somebody like that and then use that in the build process. It's getting pretty annoying to have basically a lot of false positives on virustotal.com just because there's a miner in the wallet. It's stupid. Shouldn't be happening. It's extra work for us just to fix other people's mistakes, which is, yeah, is what it is. Apart from that, we've also got work on the addition of metadata coming up, which means it'll be easier to add descriptions and other metadata to assets as you're creating them. And we'll actually put a GUI in the wallet, so you could do it from the wallet easily, which has been somewhat missing. Last thing that's come up, thanks to Shunam and his work on the assets marketplace, has been the need for a send many function for assets. Send many is where basically you send a whole bunch of transactions at the same time. You just daisy chain them together in a script, and you can send out up to, I believe, 1,200 different users at the same time, or 1,200 different addresses, rather than having to sit and loop send asset, send asset, send asset to a whole string of different users. So you can just use send many, input the asset type, and then the addresses and the quantities. We've got work on additional partnerships coming up, or well, ongoing really, and it may include us reincorporating in order to facilitate some longer term growth. Meaning we need to position ourselves correctly in order to grow longer term. Seychelles may not be ideal for that because of their changing requirements for basically anybody doing anything in crypto. There is no need for us to be paying for Seychelles licensure if we can just reincorporate somewhere else. Seychelles licensure is peanuts for a large volume exchange, but for a project, it's definitely not peanuts, what we're talking about.
All right. Okay. As you know, I've been doing some site work with our partners. Basically, the whole premise of it all is to be a real layer one chain and display ourselves in the way that, you know, other top layer ones display themselves in terms of accessibility on the menu systems, the way the pages look, how they are delivered to users depending on what device you're on, and all this stuff. So there's a lot of work going on in the background on various pages that you can't actually see at the moment because they're not actually published to the main site. But that's been a lot of work that I've been doing. So it's probably been about 2 weeks now I've been doing that. It's going to be really worth it in the end, and it's going to allow you, the users and the developers, to be able to navigate our website a lot better and find the tools that you need to get things built on the chain, and to also allow the site to connect to various wallets as we move into the UTXO DeFi aspect of things, especially with marketplaces being built and people needing that sort of connectivity there and then. So the last site and the site before was rather scattered around, and we're sort of bringing everything together to really to fit to what people expect to see from a layer one that's serious. So then we can start talking to other people and have them view what we're doing and see that we are serious about what we're doing, and baby steps and all that, but it's really important that we get this stuff right. I know it's like every now and again we do this lick of paint on the site and change a few things, but with our latest partners, they're really deadly serious people, and that they know what they're talking about. So we are listening to them, and we are working with them on making things better, not just the site, but a lot of other things, and the way we're doing direction and that with the project, and some of the things that we must focus on in order to grow properly as a project, and highlight the use cases that we can provide the blockchain community. So that's something that we are working on. I just want to say a big thanks to Shunam, who has been working on the Raptoreum growth server and pushing a Raptoreum marketplace for our assets, which we really feel is an important thing. As you know, when myself and Mancini initially started working on the Talon wallet for the DeFi side of things on the Raptoreum chain, we intended to bring out a marketplace at the same time. But when you start building something like a wallet that's for your browser and your phone and things like that, there's a lot of work involved in that, and we thought that that's the most important thing to get right first before we do a marketplace or something ourselves. So once we get that out, then it enables other people to use the tech that we've built in the background in order for that wallet to connect to marketplace and things like that. So I'm sure when that's finished, then Shunam, who's working on the marketplace in the growth server, will be able to connect up to the Talon wallet and integrate with that much more easier, and then possibly we can work on what we're building as well in terms of the marketplace. So yeah, again, thanks to Shunam for the work he's doing. Seems to be like no matter what's going on in the world, he's been plowing on with that, and he seems to be dedicated to the build. So awesome stuff. Hunter?
Well, I had a good week on the IP front. I'll start with a webinar that I was participating in. I wasn't on it was a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office webinar that was on anti-piracy. And it was about 5 hours long with an hour break for lunch. So from 9 until 3. And interestingly enough, I was able to ask a question, and it was directed towards a federal U.S. Circuit Court judge who is very familiar with piracy and has ruled on a number of different cases, significant cases. Not just on that, but she's definitely a great person to ask. And I asked her basically in terms of what you would look at if a blockchain secured asset was presented to you as evidence. What are the benchmarks you would use to make it admissible into your court? That was the gist of the question. And I had a feeling what she was going to answer, but it's great to get confirmation from a federal circuit judge. And she said, I've not had a case like this yet, but what I would use is the federal rules of evidence, and that answered the question. That's what we needed to concentrate on. And it was great because now I'm doing a deep dive into all that and being able to present what we can do along those lines and how we can meet the federal rules of evidence, which is crucially important when it comes to intellectual property. And we're unique in many ways in terms of this, and we'll see if we are actually the first blockchain that's accepted within the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and then the Copyright Office. And someone who is presenting evidence and or presenting their trademark or copyright as proof. The asset would be proof. So that is a huge deal, and it's going to take time. That's not going to happen overnight. It's a government. The person who put the seminar together, the webinar together, is in one of the offices at USPTO, and she's an attorney. And I went back and forth with her via email. And after the webinar, I wrote her and said, "Hey, thank you for getting my question on." She was the one who read the question. And I said, "Thanks for getting the question in. It really answered a question for us. And it helped us refine things. I'd like to present some information to you all and have you look at what we can do in terms of trademark protection, that kind of stuff. And we would be happy to talk with appropriate people." So she wrote back and she said, "Hey, you know what? Send what you have and I'm going to pass it along to the Emerging Technology group within the USPTO." And they're the ones who are dealing with AI and blockchain and other technologies. So I've been working most of the weekend on getting that out either tonight or early tomorrow morning for her. And there's two phases to that. One is explaining what Raptoreum can do and make it dialed into the emerging technology offices, ballywick, if you will, their interest level. And then I'm currently working on the deep dive for federal rules of evidence. And it's loads of fun. I'm going to say this for anyone who's younger, coming out of school. One of the things that I would do is take a business law course. And you can probably take one online. Take one because you will need it at some point in your career. And fortunately, I've had enough of legal stuff in my background that I can wade through some of this stuff. And a little point of order, if you're using ChatGPT or a similar AI program, do not rely on any case they cite within whatever the AI is giving back to you. Because I ran something through, I think it was ChatGPT. I did it in another couple of programs, but ChatGPT came back with 3 non-existent cases. So would not have been good to cite those going into the USPTO, so always double check that. We've also had a new blog post, and I think that's up now, right, Paul?
Yeah, it's gone up about an hour ago or something like that.
Yeah, this is kind of the follow-on to the Raptor chain reaction. It's about the killer app, which is IP for us, and so that blog post is kind of a deep dive. You can go in and have a look at it. The creator market is gigantic, as I've mentioned, and there's a lot more creators out there than you might think. Researchers, for one example. There are millions of researchers, and they can take up to 2 years to have their research published. Meanwhile, they're kind of waiting for that official stamp of approval, whereas Raptoreum gives them a way of securely copywriting, proving that they came up with this first. We have a call tomorrow. This is the next subject, kind of related to what we're doing with IP. The idea is to create a web form, and we've already seen that it can be done. This is not new. Create a web form where it's easy to take a payment. You buy a token, you're able to get your assets, and then create your asset. And if it all goes well, and we'll see what happens, David's going to be on the call, Paul and I are going to be on the call. So the dev is really interested in making this happen, and we're really interested in making this happen because what it does is unleash the IP market. And so more next week on that. We'll see what transpires, but if we can get that nailed, wow, just wow, it's gigantic. Not financial advice. Do your own research. So anyway, I was really excited. This week was a week.
It's a lot more than really just IP market. It's,
of course,
the same thing can essentially do blockchain traceability, tokenization for traceability. It can do certification of things like university transcripts. It can do stuff like certification of degrees, if you want those certified rather than your transcripts. It depends on what you're using it all for. So there's a huge edtech market as well, which really shouldn't be underestimated. Might not be the most financially lucrative market, but it's nice to have a potential market where a lot of people immediately out of university get introduced to who we are and what we're doing because we're being used for certifying their paperwork. That would be ideal for longer term pipeline.
Yep. We have some real good markets to enter. And this should really open up, well, it's going to open up a world of stuff. So hang on. And there you go. I'm ready for next week. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Jesse Lambert, are you ready for your segment of the weekly?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right. Just want to kind of give everybody an update with what's going on here at the Cryptosmith headquarters. We've been talking about dialing in some things there and changing the format of the stream in general. This is going to help reduce the times that the streams are on. I know some streams in the past have gone for 3 hours. I went home extremely exhausted. I can't imagine the people who tried to sit through the whole thing, how they felt at the end of it. So we're going to do something which I think is pretty neat. We had an idea to essentially pre-record and build a bit of a YouTube video ahead of time so we can really work to compress the same amount of time so we don't have to skimp on any quality for the projects themselves. I admittedly have been kind of unhappy with some of the quality of the items in the past, and so I'm a little hesitant on them altogether, and I don't feel good about them, and I think it's because we're trying to do something that takes half a day's worth of work, and we're trying to shove it all into 1 hour. So we're going to do a bit of a pre-record. We're going to do some editing. We're going to really get that down to half-hour tops. But what we're going to do is we're going to overlay it or underlay it, however you want to look at it, into a live stream so that essentially we have the ability to narrate, or I have the ability to narrate our own work process. So the recording itself is going to be very project based to the point where there's not going to be much talking. Any conversation then will be something similar to what we're doing here in this update stream, where we have a main video and then the smaller picture in pictures beneath where we can actually have a conversation. Questions can be asked, which I think is a pretty neat format, where it's either you kind of have one or the other. Here we can have, it's a nice cool hybrid of being able to watch things go down, have it compressed, have it nice and neat, but also be able to narrate and have interaction with not only stream party chats, but as well as amongst ourselves. So yeah, that's pretty neat, I think. And we're really looking at throughout the years, we've never really, it's a hard thing to integrate. Whenever something hasn't been done, it's really, you're kind of feeling your way around a dark room. And that's how I've always felt about the stream and how to integrate it into business and have a good workflow. It's taken us almost 10 years to come up with a good workflow for our business and how we do things here. You come up with policies, you come up with ways that things are done, as well as having avenues that are well cemented, and how to do that with Raptoreum into this, our everyday business has really been a touch and feel thing that we're constantly working on. It's always in the forefront of my mind. It often keeps me awake, not in a bad way, usually in a good way. And it's just an ongoing thing. So I would rather do nothing really well than do something half well, you know. You know what I mean? So it's either all or nothing, and I don't really want to come out of the gate, let's say, unless it's excellent. I like to produce excellence, and I can't say that I always do, but that is my ultimate goal. So that's what we're kind of working towards, and it's much like revving up a racehorse before you open the gate. You got to get that horse psyched and get him ready, and then you open things up. We obviously want to have everything that comes out of the shop and everything that gets scanned become a pretty important part of the assets and how it is doing its part in integration within the infrastructure of Raptoreum. So we're always working towards that as well. Paul, you and I have our conversations, which I quite enjoy, about how to do that. And it's nice to dream and see those things become reality. So those are the kind of things that are at the forefront of my mind. As for the shop update, we have had some pretty significant infrastructure updates, such as the dust collection system and some other things that have been some new tools as well. We've had a very busy, I would say since October, we have been run flat off our feet. We've been doing anywhere from average of 14 to 18 hours a day, minimum 6 days a week, usually 7 days a week. So we've been pretty stupid busy here and trying to fit everything in while doing that. So trying to take everything into account while we do that. Yeah, if you guys, I don't know if you want to see the new dust collection system.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Turn you around here. Oh, it wants to. There we go. Anyways, it's nothing too fancy here. Goes all the way around the shop. Drops down for every tool. It's not actually even done yet. Gonna have a couple arms that shoot out so that it can hover over these tools over here, and then our main system is over here. Of course, it's on a remote.
Awesome. So when did you fit that?
So that, hey,
when did you fit that?
Oh, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I would say. So
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like much, but that is actually a massive upgrade for the shop.
Footliser's just sent a GIF with a very dusty boy.
You promised, bud. I'm just kidding. But yeah, everything else is kind of as usual. I did, I guess, install a few purpose-built. We repurposed some home ovens, and it's quite the sight. We got them stacked tall. I tore the guts out of this one. We screwed them together, and of course it's strapped to the wall so it doesn't fall over on us. But it's to dry all our wood. So
Cool.
other than that, I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to say.
Sometimes you like to sing. You could give us a song.
Yankee Doodle went to town. Do that. I got nothing.
All right.
Unless you guys got some requests.
Well, you did actually do a Cryptosmith song, didn't you? I do have that somewhere. Do you remember that one?
I don't know.
You did. Come on, you do, Smith.
I don't.
It was like, you know, when you were doing the trivia round, and then there was the intro to the trivia round.
What am I hitting?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the terrible, terrible song. What am I eating?
All right. Doesn't look like
Anyway,
he's going to do a song.
Guys, I've got to go get the kids to school.
No problem,
Good
David.
stuff.
Thanks, David. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to
Yeah.
see
See
you,
you
David.
tomorrow.
Good to be on again. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Catch you later,
Cheers.
brother.
Bye.
All right. Just before we go, we're going to take, as usual, we're going to take a couple of questions from the community. So if you've got any questions for us, you can either send them to us in the YouTube channel, in the comments section, or you can send them to us in the stream party chat at our Discord, and the link for our Discord is actually at the top of the stream. That is discord.gg/Raptoreum. If I bring this down a bit, you'll be able to see that a bit better. There we go. You can see that a bit better now. Discord.gg/Raptoreum in the stream party chat. Let's check out the YouTube, see what's going on there. Dwight's saying ChatGPT will make up its own case law. HNS.
Yep. I'd read that before. Some lawyers actually got nailed on that in an actual court. They submitted a brief of some kind citing case law that didn't exist. And boy, were they in a lot of trouble with the court. I don't know if they lost their law license, but oof, that judge was not happy. So I knew from that to double check.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah, so be careful out there, kids.
Foodwiser's looking forward to polished Cryptosmith productions. Okay. Guys, any questions, please send them to either chat, YouTube, or the stream party chat. Foodwiser's saying, so can we expect a new format Cryptosmith video next Sunday?
That's the goal. Yep.
That's the goal.
We now having this be a new process altogether. Me and Paul, we have to work together, and so things have to align, and that's why I say that's the plan. And it's 90% that things will happen, but there's always that 10% that things might go a little haywire, and we just can't throw it together at the last
Jesse,
minute.
the planets have aligned, if you've not seen the news.
Right.
It's
Yes,
pretty
I did
impressive
see
what's
that.
going on, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, X-ray, thank you. Appreciated that. Your comment.
Okay. All right. Doesn't look like there's anything else, so just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's tuned in today for this week's weekly update. It's been really nice to have David and Jesse Lambert on with us. As Jesse says, hopefully we can get a Cryptosmith stream out with the new format, or somewhat of the new format. We're probably going to try a couple of different things for the next couple of weeks to just see what fits, see what works. You know, we might have some good ideas initially, but we might change them just to tweak it a bit better. But excited for that. You know, excited to get the site finished and populated, so you can all check that out. Excited to give, you know, the new tools to the developers so we can really grow the chain a little bit better. And yeah, everything's chugging away as usual, and you know, Raptoreum never sleeps. So if you're not already following us on X, please do. That's at Raptoreum. We're also on Instagram and Threads with the same username. You can also check us out on TikTok. It's not been banned yet over here. So we're on TikTok as well. That's at official Raptoreum. Please give this stream a like and a follow or a subscription to be kept up to date with any more Raptoreum videos, or Raptor chain reaction videos, or $1 billion ideas, or Cryptosmith streams. Bearing in mind there will be separate streams moving forward for Cryptosmith. And what else am I going to say, Hunter? What do I usually say?
Oh, we're doing a Raptor chain reaction tomorrow, which will be out Tuesday. So
Yeah, a little bit late, but
we'll get it.
We'll get it out.
Good one.
It's just you know, we've been a little bit busy doing stuff. We were going to do it yesterday, but and Hunter had a friend round, so we couldn't do it. But yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. If you want to become a member of this channel, please do. There's 4 different levels. It really helps me and Hunter out with pushing the Raptoreum word out there. We do have some things coming up, as we mentioned on the last stream, with Carney, which we're excited about to get rolling. And yeah, excellent stuff. Any final words, Jesse?
Nah, that's good. Short and sweet, just like you.
Awesome stuff. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Raptoreum.